Welcome to the Munro Review, where it's all about connecting, sharing, and valuing the arts in the central San Joaquin Valley. I'm Donald Munro. Today is August 23rd, and we're going to be talking about the busy art scene in September. On today's show, we'll be going out in the field to learn more about the official grand opening of a new gallery in the Fresno High area. Later, we'll get a preview of Stageworks Fresno's new production of The Last 5 Years. And I'll give you a sneak peek at all the changes coming September 4th to the Munro Review online edition. But first, let's recap some of what I've been covering on MunroReview.com. It just takes a few minutes of the excellent Good Company Players production of Steel Magnolias to realize that you're in for a treat. It'd be hard to go wrong with this stellar cast of Valley Theater veterans playing the beloved characters who are known so well from the stage and film productions. These include Tessa Cavaletto as Weezer, Lori Pisano as Malin, Elizabeth Feaster as Clarie, and Valerie Munoz as the Heart of Gold hairdresser Truvy in what I think is my favorite role of hers. Two talented Fresno State students are terrific as well, Emily Kearns as the somewhat befuddled Annelle, and Clarissa Prothero as the endearing Shelby, whose dangerous diabetes jolts a small southern town. It's a very fine production, and director Denise Graziani pulls all the elements together in a way that delivers those favorite laugh lines, but also gets at the sense of sisterhood that makes the play shine. One of my favorite stories to write in August was a chance to interview Good Company alum Heidi Blickenstaff, who's now a big Disney Channel star. She made her feature film starring debut in the movie musical version of Freaky Friday, which premiered August 10th on the network. Heidi has been a well-known actor on Broadway, having originated roles in such productions as Title of Show, The Little Mermaid, and Something Rotten. She landed the leading role of the mom who switches souls with her daughter in the stage musical version of Freaky Friday. That show played in such cities as Washington, D.C. and Dallas, but instead of going on to Broadway, Disney decided to make it into a movie right away. The shocking thing was that Heidi got the part in the movie too, which is very rare for a Broadway actor. They usually cast TV and movie stars. There are still lots of people in Fresno who remember when Heidi played the lead in Annie as a little girl for Good Company. Now she's busy promoting Freaky Friday for Disney. She even got to lead her own Disney parade. My interview with Heidi was one of the best read stories of the month, and it was a real treat to write. And finally, some arts news to update. After a vigorous campaign of gathering signatures, the sales tax proposal for parks and arts is on the November ballot. The Fresno City Council sort of reluctantly put it there after being confronted with a huge crowd of supporters of the measure, many of them wearing green. The proposal is named Measure P, and I'm sure you'll be hearing a lot about it in the next few months. It has the potential to deliver several $1 million a year to Fresno arts organizations. Now for our first story. With September comes the traditional kickoff of the arts season, and a new gallery in Fresno is celebrating with a big grand opening. Vernissage is the name chosen by owner Ma Lee for his new space. Producer Kyle Lowe and I took a short road trip to the new gallery and filed this report. We're in the Fresno High neighborhood, and we're visiting a new gallery in Fresno. It's called Vernissage, and it's a big, bountiful place to view art. Let's go check it out. We're here with Molly, who is excited about your new endeavor, right?
Absolutely.
This has always been a dream of yours, right?
Absolutely. So after 8 years in the business, I got the opportunity to open this space. It opened on July 1st, 2018. And the idea is to feature Central Valley artists, painters, sculptors, and ceramists. And we also offer classes and workshops. We'll be open on September 6th Art Hub. And we'll have a grand opening and artist reception on September the 14th.
What do you look for in terms of finding an artist that you want in your gallery?
So, to be featured artist, I want artists who have a resume with a good body of work, high quality work, consistent, but also, and most importantly, with a statement. All styles, mediums. Like I told you, we might even have installation works. So it depends on what the artist has to say.
So why did you want to open a new gallery?
It's always been a dream to have my own gallery, to show my work. But from the beginning, when I started at Broadway Studios in 2011, I've always invited artists to give them a hand, work together, and also show them that they can do something. You don't want to give up your passion, and that's the message I want to pass.
So a gallery owner is part business person, part art critic, and also sounds like part coach in a way. I mean, you're kind of helping these artists find the direction that they want to go.
Absolutely. So it's true that it's become 50-60% of your time as a business person, as a gallerist. It gives you less time to be an artist, but that's the reward. Otherwise, I wouldn't do this job. I've never been the type of artist who stay in his cave and just work for myself. There's always been this need to share, and support the art community as much as I could. So, all this space features an eclectic selection of work from local artists, and then I saved this space for my classroom. To give back to the community, it's not just me teaching, I also wanted to invite my colleagues to share their knowledge and passion. So we have, so far we have 5 instructors who've planned 5 workshops through the end of the year. So you learn about encaustic, monoprint, how to paint with pens and markers, that's an unusual medium, and also beginning sculptures.
So one of your most popular workshops then has to do with abstracts.
Yes. So this workshop will be taught by Janet Goulart. I love her use of colors, and she taught at Chris Sorensen Studios, and it's been an instant hit. And she's so fun, and she just want to share her passion. We're also going to plan more workshops in 2019, hopefully regular workshops, but also different workshops with different mediums.
That sounds like a great opportunity for folks.
Absolutely, absolutely.
And then this is work of your own.
Yes,
this is your work.
That's, I would say, my signature piece. I've always been into surrealism, actually, more than I thought I would be. I tell stories, and surrealism allows me to paint different elements to tell a story in one image, okay? And also engage the viewers to try to decipher what the meaning of the painting. They're just representing something. Yeah.
And lastly, what do you think the opening of your gallery, how will that add to the Fresno High art hop scene?
Well, the vision is to have a high-end type of gallery, represent the best artists in town. And we were trying to bring in more and more patrons. That's the idea. To bring North Fresno to downtown and the Tower District. So I'm so glad that the Sense of Place is across the street. Jeannie Birding, the owner, we're really on the same page. She gave me so many advice and tips how to run a gallery. She's been there for 6 years, I believe. And she's been successful, so we're gonna work hand in hand to make more things happen.
So we're here now with Stephanie Ryan, who is the featured artist at Vernissage for the months of September and October. Thank you for being with us.
Thank you for having me.
your show is, it's pretty intense. I was looking at it before we sat down. There is a lot of meaning there. But you were telling me that one of the major themes is hysteria. So can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yes, I became interested in hysteria about 2 years ago. I was due to a series of events that made me feel like I had lost my own mind. I started researching hysteria as a concept, as a disease that was often mostly associated with women, though also with men, having its origin in the idea of that women's problems and maladies are related to this ancient concept of a wandering womb, which is, of course, was disproven, in the 17th century or earlier.
When you look at, say, literature, it's been described as like having a fit, or maybe she has the vapors.
Yes,
or,
the vapors.
Or just a nervous disposition. That seems to be particularly in Victorian novels, but it was almost always women, right?
It was almost always women, and it was some men, and the men who suffered from any of these maladies were described as effeminate. So they were also categorized as not being hearty and hale and masculine, and having a frail temperament.
And lastly, just to talk a little bit about this new gallery that we're in.
Yeah.
Exciting news for Fresno. What are your thoughts?
I think it's fantastic. I'm so happy that Ma opened the space. There are just not enough galleries in Fresno, and I know this. I've been here for 18 years, and there are fine galleries, nice galleries, but there aren't that many. And so it's always nice when a new one opens up, especially one that's offering classes and instruction. I think it's wonderful. So it's going to add to the vibrance of this area, and I think it'll be wonderful. People will love it. So I'm very excited about it.
Thanks again to Ma Lee for the tour of the new gallery. Vernissage will be open for September's Art Hop, and the grand opening is September 14th from 6 to 9 p.m. Now, let's welcome my in-studio guests, although only one of them is actually here in the studio. The other two are going to join us via Skype from New York. Here to talk about the new Stageworks Fresno production of The Last 5 Years is director Joel Abels and actors Taylor Abels Rodriguez and Daniel Abels Rodriguez. That's a lot of Abels.
That's a lot of Abels.
That's a lot of times to say Abels.
It is a lot of time to say, yeah.
So this is very exciting for you, and so we have you here in the studio in Fresno, and Taylor and Daniel are in New York. Can you hear us, Taylor?
Yeah, can you hear us?
Oh yeah, so much better.
Okay, so welcome. I have to tell you that this is my first time having a guest from New York on the show. That sounds very cosmopolitan, doesn't it? So fill us in on the sort of geographical issues here. You're 3,000 miles away. Your dad, the director, is here in Fresno. When do you all get together?
We're tomorrow.
Oh, so you're flying. You're on a jet plane tomorrow.
We are, yeah.
We start
Saturday.
Yeah, we start rehearsal Saturday morning.
And this is just a two-person show.
This is just a two-person show.
So you are the entire show.
They are the show. Get here safely.
So fill us in a little on what The Last 5 Years is about, and why, Joel, did you decide to pick this title?
Well, I was looking for a show that I thought would be a really easy project, and in many ways it is a very easy project. I have the two of them. They have been, obviously, they have plenty of time to work together on the show. They've been memorized for a while. Have been working with various rehearsal accompanists in New York on coming in. They're literally coming in off book. One of the things that we discussed was, why come and rehearse for 2 weeks when the bulk of the stuff is you get it learned and come in and we're ready to rock and roll. So their part is pretty set. It's a pretty tricky musical that I thought would end the season in a really easy way for me because it was a really exhausting rest of the season. But it is turning out to be a little trickier than I had anticipated.
So without giving away too much of the plot, you're
Right.
essentially talking about two characters. One is sort of moving forward in time, one's moving backward in time. Is that how
Right.
you would describe it?
I think so.
And so they're actually kind of existing on different planes,
On different
right?
planes,
Yeah.
and then the device that Jason Robert Brown, which is what drew me to the piece and draws many people to the piece, the way that he constructed it, they like an X, they meet in the middle and then they continue on their through lines, and so it's challenging. It's proven to be a lot more challenging than I thought it would be, which for me is kind of a first.
So before we go on, I just want to back up and kind of make clear, Taylor is your daughter.
Taylor
Daniel
is
your
in fact my
son-in-law.
daughter, and Daniel is my son-in-law, correct.
But you two, Taylor and Daniel, you have been on stage together for years and years. Can you remind us when that first time was that you performed together?
Yeah, show was Little Shop of Horrors when I was 17, I believe.
I was 14.
14, in 2004, and then with Joel at Sept, and we've been performing ever since.
That was at CMT.
At CMT.
Yeah, that was at CMT, and
And you've been in several Stageworks shows together.
they have and
Next to Normal.
several stage work shows apart.
Yeah.
Actually.
Right.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
So what is it like for the two of you? How have you been preparing for this? Do you sing to each other over breakfast, or?
I mean, it's been interesting. We've learned a lot about how the other rehearses.
Yes.
I'm very, let's just do it, let's just sing full out. Daniel is not that. Which,
We sing it in our apartment, and I don't know if it's an I like the rehearsal space. I like the voices to move. It's a little easier than singing in a little apartment is.
And I can see that. I mean, knowing the two of them, even working, Daniel, with you like to be in a rehearsal room, and he likes to be in the environment and likes to be playing in a, I don't know, I don't want to say in a more professional atmosphere, and so I can see that singing full out in your apartment is a little.
Taylor doesn't care.
She doesn't care. She just sings whenever she came out singing. She just popped out of her mother singing, and we haven't been able to shut her up since.
Well, it's an interesting dynamic between these two characters in the show, because he is very much kind of hot stuff,
Right.
as an artist, and she is struggling a little.
Right. And it's always the actor's struggle, especially in a city like New York, trying to make it professionally. And the really cool thing is that they're both living that life.
Yeah.
The Abels Rodriguez household are living, that's their reality.
So you almost have a sense of oh my God, I'm living through this as you're rehearsing this show, or.
Right. And I think there are it's interesting. I think that they are at the prime. This is exactly when they should be doing the show, which is another reason why it was an easy choice for me to put on this season. And I don't know that I really even gave them much of a choice. I said, hey, I'm doing this. You guys are in, right? And because they are living this life, and they are at the same age as these characters, or really close to these characters. They are married. They're in a relationship, and so they have so much to draw on. And guys, jump in and tell me when I'm.
Well, no, I mean, that's been the thing is we sort of had to take rehearsing this in stages. It had to be like, we're just going to focus on the music right now. Don't necessarily think about what the words mean, because the second we tap into that, it becomes very real. I mean, we obviously have a lot of similarities to characters, but we obviously have very big without giving too much away, like big differences, and tapping into the emotional side of those differences, and even the similarities, very emotional, especially when you're married to the person you're doing the show with, or you have a close relationship with the person you're doing the show with. It's tough, and so I had to sort of take it in stages and tap into different things.
And I've had to, and we haven't even gotten into a rehearsal room yet, but pre-production stuff, I've had to kind of take a step back and let her make choices that, I haven't said this to her necessarily, but we're prepping some stuff and some video stuff and some imagery for the show, and I was like, well, that's a no-brainer. Let's just use some photos from their wedding. Let's use some of that stuff. We have it's already there, and then it really, she really put the brakes on that, saying, no, that's that. That's not this, and there have to be some lines drawn. So I respect that.
Well, New York stars, we are out of time, but I just want to say that I know that your father is really excited about you coming, and I know that people here in Fresno are really looking forward to seeing you on stage again. It'll be exciting.
We can't wait. We can't wait to come. We're very excited.
The show needs to be seen, definitely, and I'm excited.
Next stop, Good Morning America, okay? All right, thank you. Now let's take a look at the list, a selection of things to do during the month of September. One of the month's big events will be the first concert of the Fresno Philharmonic season. Superhero Soundtrack is part of the Pop series and features some of the most memorable themes of all time from films such as Superman, Batman, Spider-Man, and The Avengers. It'll be a robust month for theater. At the Selma Arts Center, the play Real Women Have Curves opens September 7th. Good Company Players opens the classic Seven Brides for Seven Brothers on September 20th. Fresno State kicks off its season with Sarah DeLapp's The Wolves on September 28th. And of course, Stageworks Fresno opens the last 5 years on September 7th as well. I just wanted to get that in there. I don't know if we actually told people about that. And for Art Hop on September 6th, a major show from international abstract figurative artist Frank Arnold at 1821 Gallery and Studios features his paintings and bronze sculptures. Arnold is a co-founder of Art Hop. Now, I'm going to tell you about some exciting changes for the website version of the Munro Review. On September 4th, I'll be debuting a new look for the site. It'll be changing from a simple blog format with one story listed after another to a more dynamic, multi-story feel. There will be new features, new spots for sponsorship ads, and enhanced navigation. Let me show you some of the new look. So, Joel, I am showing you this prototype here. This is going to debut September 4th. And essentially what I've done is try to make the site a little more exciting in terms of offering people different story options, and kind of getting into the content of the site more in an easier way.
I love it. In fact, I think I mentioned to you off camera who did it and how do I hire this person.
Oh well, I'm afraid I'm not for hire, but. WordPress helped me out. It has been a lot of work, and it's also been a lot of fun learning how to do all this stuff. There's a lot that goes into a website. One of the big things I'll show you what the story level page is. I wanted to have a format that would offer vibrant photos, something that would be really eye-catching, easy to read. I am pretty particular about my typography, and also give sponsors a chance to put ads in.
It's pretty fantastic, I have to say.
Into it. With this new design comes a new membership structure, and what I'm doing is I'm going to offer voluntary membership. So it's sort of like a public radio model. If you would like, you can become a recurring member and make a donation that way. But the site will always be free. There will be no paywall because I really want arts readers to be able to access
which I think is
the content.
quite commendable.
And there are a lot of young people too, especially in theater,
Right.
who might not have a credit card,
Right,
who might
right,
not
right.
be able to get online, and I know that this is very important to them.
Now, with that membership, do you give a shout out to them twice a month? You know,
Well, with that
like
mem-
KVPR does?
So with
I'm
that,
just kidding.
With that membership, they will actually be able to enter my ticket giveaways.
Oh,
So that'll be the Benny for
well, that makes perfect sense.
yeah. So I think hopefully that'll be an incentive.
That's one of
for
my favorite
folks.
pictures of you,
Oh,
actually.
thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. And then the other part of this is that I'm going to have sponsor levels. And so sponsors, and it's more geared toward arts organizations.
Right.
And also businesses and just people who want to get their brand out there. And they'll have access to advertising my newsletter and display ads.
Nice.
But the important thing to tell people is it's going to be free, no paywall, but this is a way to kind of bring it to the next level.
Right. It looks. Is everybody else getting to see this right now? Or
Yeah, yeah,
Is it, I mean, is it on the screen,
I
or
think-
is it just me?
No, I think we were able to tap
Oh, that's
in
cool.
and-
It
and-
looks.
and do
It's
that.
really well done, Donald.
So yeah, so I'm very excited. So September 4th, that's gonna debut. And
Are you doing a launch party?
I wanted to let people know. That's a good idea. Will you be my party planner if I be your
Oh my
website
gosh.
designer?
I'm opening a show that week. I think.
Oh, I think
it's
so,
A little,
yeah.
the timing is a little awkward for me.
Exactly.
But
Exactly.
the week after maybe a post launch party.
Okay, post-launch party.
Maybe we call it post lunch launch. No, I don't know.
Well, and remember the new site goes live on September 4th, and hope you can check it out. Now, let's listen to Taylor Abels Rodriguez and Daniel Abels Rodriguez, who taped a song for us from the last 5 years.
Jamie is over and Jamie is gone. Jamie's decided it's time to move on. Jamie has new dreams he's building upon. And I'm still hurting. Jamie arrived at the end of the line. Jamie's convinced that the problems are mine. Jamie's probably feeling just fine. And I'm still hurting. What about lies, Jamie? What about the things that you swore to be true? What about you, Jamie? What about you?
I'm a hero slave at your service. Just tell me what to do. And say, hey, 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 hey. I've been waiting for someone. I've been praying for someone. I think that I could be in love with someone like you.
Well, that wraps it up for this month's episode of the Munro Review. Be sure to keep up online at munroreview.com. A big thank you to our volunteer crew, and a thank you to all of our guests, Ma Lee of Vernissage Gallery, and the Abels clan, talking about the last 5 years. And for all of you, please keep exploring and supporting the local art scene. We'll see you next time.